64-year-old Canadian Brian Townsend is missing, and his friends in Valley of Peace fear the worst. The Canadian national lives on this compound, and on Christmas Day, he asked his helper to come early to prepare the Christmas meal. She sent her children to tell Townsend to take out chickens to thaw, but they didn't find him there. So she hurried over, and that's when she realized that something was wrong.
When I arrived at the kitchen, I noticed that it was open. I saw that everything inside had been thrown about. I found this strange because I knew that he was very neat. But at about 10 Christmas Eve night, I noticed someone driving the car past my house. There was a mattress on top along with a grey carpet. I wondered if something had happened to him, but then he would have notified me. Then one of the workers who had lost a bicycle came by and asked me what was over there. I went to check and I found 2 garden knives on the grass, and then I realized that they had killed him last night. The worker left and I told him that I would call the police.
He is known to be moving in and out of the village. As a missionary, he goes out to town to bring in supplies and what have you. And he's also known to be doing trips. If an emergency comes up for people, he would take them out to wherever they need to go. So the information I've gathered in the village is that people saw the vehicle leaving at about 10 o'clock on the 24th night. But again, because of his custom, there wasn't any reason to be concerned. So it wasn't until the following day, and having come across the blood spots on that little area where struggle took place, that we became concerned.
The rains had washed away most of the signs, but Townsend's helper told us there were bloodstains on the grass and on this path which led to where his Chevy Silverado pickup was usually parked. The clothes he wore on Christmas Eve were still in his room, so they believe that he was in bed when he was surprised by his attackers, pulled outside and killed, and then his body was dragged to the vehicle.
That is where there is blood stain. Then there is blood over there as well. It seems that they went that way because they left a trail, and there is more blood there too. There was blood here, but it was washed away by the rain. It looks like they dragged him all the way here because of the footprints and the blood that's there. Then they took him to those sticks. I don't know what they did to him, but that's where the car was parked.
We believe that his house was broken into. He was inside his house. There are some signs of breaking into his house and the items stolen. He have been having some problems with some people from within that area, and we believe strongly that they can assist us in that into this investigation.
Along with members of the community, the police department is conducting intensive searches in the Valley of Peace area and surrounding communities. While they are forced to treat it as a missing persons case until further evidence is found, they suspect the worst.
And intensive searches are continuing as we speak. Since we received this missing person report, the police officers with SPU personnel are in that area of Valley of Peace, Spanish Lookout, La Gracias, and even up to the road that leads up to within Orange Walk area. We are treating it as a missing person, but very, very serious, and we have been careful of how we go about this investigation. He had some threats prior to his disappearance, and there are some people that we are looking for that could assist us in finding Mr. Townsend, and this is of great concern for us.
Residents of the community also fear the worst. They believe that Townsend was murdered by neighbors who had threatened him. They are angry and crying out for justice for the Canadian who was considered a benefactor in the small community, helping many persons in need. Mike Rudon for News 5.